Good morning and welcome back to Chateau de Sauge. We're today working on the gîte. We're going to look at fixing this issue that we have, which is a hinge is effectively blown out the sandstone in the door entranceway. So we could do a render lime repair, but it will always look like a patch. So I think we have some other stone pieces which we'll look to try and size and shape, see if we can make an indent that suits the profile, and then see if we can install that, cut out the existing stone, tidy that up, and if we can cement and grout an indent in place. We need to go to the garage, see if we've got some pieces of stone that suit, so we'll take a quick dimension and then we're going to have a look to see what existing stock of stone we have that might fit. So in terms of dimension, we need a piece that's at least 350 millimeters by probably 80 millimeters, and again about 200 millimeters with this corner detail. So we're going to have a look, see what existing stock we've got, and see if we get a close match. Here's our supply of existing stone. So we'll see if we've got any with the corner detail that we require. If not, we can then look at an oversized piece and we'll try and just make that corner detail with the still saw. Just looking here, this piece, obviously it's on the diagonal, but it's at least 350. Certainly wide enough and deep enough, so I think we'll try and move this rather large piece of stone, get the other piece out, and see if it's the one to start with. Okay, so this is the piece. We'll take that up to the sheet. We'll have a look at some rough sizing, and then we'll hopefully see if it's going to be a match. Okay, so we've cleaned out the existing broken and damaged stone. And just again take a dimension. So we are about 355, so we've got some space for some mortar joints. I think we'll try 350 initially. And then we need to take that to the external perimeter. So that's around about 215. So rough shape 350 by 215. And then at least 70 millimeters. So it's 350, 215, 80. So let's just mark this on the stone. Okay, so we've done the cuts both sides. We'll just try and split this as best we can. So we'll just tidy up this, and then we'll probably have to take a bit more off the existing stone, because we've gone for 80 millimeters, so it's obviously not going to be uniform depth, but we'll make it at least 90 and then have a 10 mil gap at least for some mortar. We'll probably also stick some dowels in there, as it's also going to be supporting a hinge position, so rather than rely on the strength of the mortar joint, we'll stick some dowels through into the existing stone, and then we'll resin them in so we've got a decent bond. So we've got our replacement piece of stone. Let's just check it for size. Okay, so just some additional mortar at the back that we need to remove, and some stone, which we'll do with the angle grinder just to take this off. I think we're probably okay for the depth. Just yeah, it's pretty neat there, pretty smooth. So we'll do that, try it for size, and then we'll look at effectively 2 cuts to create this corner reveal. Okay, so we've removed some of the existing stone at the back. We just did it piece by piece rather than take too much off, so it took slightly longer. But what we'll do now is have a look at this corner reveal, which we'll do with the grinder, just because it's probably a bit more controllable than using the still saw. So we'll mark this reveal on the corner, and then we'll cut that off in a couple of attempts, and then we'll see how we are fit wise. Good morning and welcome back. I'm just looking at the solution for the hinge. This was the existing hinge, which as you can see is rather wide and large, so to create a hole in that new 80mm indent and then rely on that for supporting certainly a third of the weight of the door, I think will be problematic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this tab off, and I'll use this 14mm steel bar, which I'll weld here, and then that means I can drill a 14mm hole through the indent and also into the old existing wall, which I'll then epoxy in. So I'm then relying on the wall behind the indent and partially the indent, so a lot of the weight should be transferred internally, and that should help me support and also negate the requirement for doweling that front indent in as well. So that's what we'll do. We'll take this into the workshop, we'll cut this tab off, and we'll weld this bar on, and then we'll take it from there. So we've cut the tab off this existing hinge, and we've prepared the 14mm steel bar. We have rigged it up so it is square. So square at the hinge, it is on an angle just so I can use this workbench, and then we'll just weld that up. Okay, so we've welded this 14mm rod onto that existing hinge, given that a quick coat just at the end. We'll drill the hole in the wall, and then we'll obviously cut this bar to size, and then we'll epoxy that in place, and then we'll fit the final bottom hinge on the existing door. Okay, so we've marked the hinge position, so the bottom section will fit here. I'll start this off just with a small hand drill, just to get the right positioning. And then we've got a 16mm bit for the 14mm rod. So this is the final repair. What we've done is we've removed all the existing stonework that was cracked by the existing hinge. We've fabricated a new stone indent that's approximately 80mm thick. We've then mortared that in place. We've then drilled and fixed the existing hinge, which we've amended slightly to add a 14mm bar so we can fix through the new indent and into the existing stonework at the rear. And then we've refitted the existing hinge, which now needs just a coat of paint. Obviously the gate itself needs painting as well. But this is our first attempt at an indent stone repair. We have lots of repairs to do around the chateau, and hopefully this will form the benchmark for future repairs. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions, contact us at info@chateaudesauge.com.